Hey guys, just wanted to give an update on myself because something happened recently and I'm not really happy about it. I'm not even sure if you're gonna believe me when I tell you this, but it really did happen. Um, there was a snake in the backyard. I don't have any photos. I don't have any videos. My only source is literally just my mom. My mom told me that there was a snake in the backyard. Don't worry, my mom was fine. My dogs are fine. Even the guy who took care of the snake is also fine. Everyone's fine. But the crux of the matter is, there really was a snake in my backyard. Never in a million years would I even imagine a snake, a freaking snake, coming into our house, our property, a snake in our backyard. So, Luz, if you're watching this video right now, if you ever come near me or my family or my property ever again, please do so. I would love for you to come over so I could kick your ass.
How's it going, ladies? My name is Cyrus the Great. Today we'll be taking a look at the Snake House episode 12, Adventures in the Elements. We got an Amity episode here, so it's bound to be good, considering that she's the best girl, though I personally think it's Velma. But I will say that aside from Idolin, Amity is by far the most interesting character in the show. Amity started out as a bully. Now she's slowly working her way towards redemption, after taking back what she said about Luz, and after admitting that she's not really a great person herself, which is fascinating. Bravo, Vince. People say the bad person turning good over time is cliche. I consider it a classic, especially if it's done well. Yes, I'll admit that if a bad person is not able to change in the end because she couldn't find the goodness inside her, that would also be interesting and not cliche. But here's the thing, cliche or not, if it's horribly executed, then it's horrible. And I can safely say that they're doing a fine job with Amity. Last time we saw Amity was in Lost in Translation. Lost in Language. I gotta stop confusing myself with this episode and this movie. I haven't even watched that film, so what the hell is wrong with me? Since then, Amity hasn't made any appearances, even in the worst chapter ever, understandably, until now. Adventures in the Elements. In the Elements? Well, yeah. We start off with Luz hyping herself up for her first day at school. Luz went looking for Amity so she can have her book back. Edric and Emera, again, really cool names, have been babysitting their baby sister since the incident at the library so they can make it up to her. Okay, that's cool. They're a bunch of balonies who are walking towards redemption as well. But I love that they were unlikable before. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact that they're changing. And of course they should make it up to their sister. They're family after all. I'm just wondering, will we have more unlikable characters like them in the show? Intentionally unlikable characters, I mean, because I've explained this before and I would love to do it again. I like unlikable characters. How ironic. I like hating on them. They're one of the biggest reasons why conflict exists, and we all know how important it is for a story to have conflict. Plus, making unlikable characters can be a great way to resonate with the audience. In real life, not everyone you meet is gonna be nice. It makes sense that the same would apply in fiction. Plus, they can give the complete opposite to the MC that we're supposed to root for, juxtaposed to their nature. Plus, they offer satisfaction to the viewers whenever they get what they freaking deserve. For example, in the early seasons of Gravity Falls, Pacifica was acting so horrible towards Mabel and Dipper. I felt like spitting on her face and rooting for the twins. When she got what she deserved in this episode, satisfaction took all over my soul. It was an amazing experience. Unlikable characters are awesome. Revenge is awesome. Sorry. I was hoping for Edric and Emera to receive consequences like Pacifica. However, they're turning over a new leaf right after their official debut. Fair enough. I just hope we'll get to see more bullies to hate on. Well, there's Mr. Piggy, who is definitely coming back. He said so himself. And I also hope they would give Edric and Emera what they deserve for bullying their baby sister. Nah, I think that would be unfair and unnecessary. They're already trying to make it up to her, and they also admitted their mistakes. So it's all good, man. Luz announces that she and Amity will be classmates one day, but Amity destroys her confidence by telling her that in order to be in the same class, she should master at least 2 spells, unless she wants to be in the baby room. Dude, if you value your life, get her to the baby room while you're ahead, or even better, in jail! You do not want to be anywhere near this pendejo. I swear to you, I've been there myself. Please, my dear little sunshine, do not waste your life away. Save yourself! Instead of learning a new spell with them, Luz goes to the bloke who she probably trusts more than her own mother. If I'm wrong, then why the hell is she not checking up on on her mom every once in a while. Unless it's off screen. I feel bad for this woman. All she wanted was to give Luz what's best for her, and she legitimately was. But this concubine and her stupid ass pride had to ditch her. Luz, you are a human. Therefore, act like it. Check up on your mom. How is she doing? Is she sick? Does she have a new husband? Did she call the cops to come looking for you? Luz and Ida go to the knee to learn new magic spells. And what I mean by the knee, I literally mean the knee. I find it cool that the island they're living in is a goddamn giant, and every single location is a body part. Basically, the pioneer witches came to this place to harness their magical abilities, drawn to its natural power. Hey look, it's the Slither Beast, or should I say, Wild Mutt from Ben 10. I think he looks like Wild Mutt. The two stooges stumbled upon the three stooges, who are also here to train. The difference is, Ida and Luz are using a training method that's different from the Blighters. I think that's the biggest highlight of this episode, and why it's so memorable for me. It showcases and distinguishes two training methods to develop skills in magic or anything in life: practical training and technical training. The practical approach, as we see in this chapter, is kinda similar to Mr. Han's training method from The Karate Kid 2010. In this movie, Mr. Han teaches Dre Kung Fu through discipline, mental focus, and inner strength. It tells us that Kung Fu is not always about kicking ass.
Stop saying ass.
It's about making peace with your enemies and making yourself a better human. It also tells us that Kung Fu lives in all things that we do in life, because everything is Kung Fu. That's kinda similar to what Luz experienced here. Ida tells her to eat snow or something to connect with the island. By connecting with the island, Luz was able to learn a new spell, because magic is everywhere. You see the similarities here?
Magic is everywhere.
Everything is kung fu.
On the other hand, the technical approach is more on using techniques that can be learned from a book or executed by using tools. You know, the things that people buy and sell in societies. For example, again, in The Karate Kid, imagine if Mr. Han simply tells Dre to read a book or watch tutorials on TV. Basically, this method is more modern, and it can be super convenient at times. That's the key word for the technical approach: convenience. It was convenient for Amity to just use a book and a training one to learn how to do spells. It was convenient for Dre to watch karate on TV. It makes life much easier. But is it any better than the practical approach? It depends on how the person utilizes it, and it also depends on whether it should be utilized by the said person. In this case, Luz should be going with the practical approach because her magic is unique. I firmly believe this entire situation perfectly sums up Idolin. We all know her as a rebellious rebel who doesn't abide by the rules of civilization. So seeing her teach Luz the way of the witch in her own practical way, not in the way society does, really says a lot about her as a person. I mean, if another character is doing something like this, I would be reminded of Ida. That's how you write a likable, compelling character. Unlike Luz, nobody should be punished for who they are. Don't look at Amity's diary. That's too far. It makes so much sense. It rhymes. I just don't know what to say about Luz. I know I said she's doing good so far as a main protagonist, and I meant it. She is doing good so far. But at the same time, I think she's not. I don't know how to explain this. Yes, I do. This is all the pilot's fault. Why the fuck did they introduce her like that? Because they want me to know that she's weird? You could have done that in any other way. She thinks bringing snakes to school is a good idea, but looking at Amity's diary is not. Sabotaging King's successful career for revenge is not. Stealing Amity's training wand and her spell book is not. Oh, wait, she did do that because she doesn't want to be in the baby class, as she was having high doubts about Ida's teaching methods. Obviously, that was a big mistake. It's great that she's making mistakes, but why does she think she doesn't deserve to be in the baby room after bringing snakes to school? Does she even remember what she did? Does she really think bringing snakes to school wasn't a bad thing? Here's a better question. Is she gonna do it again? If so, then don't go to school. Don't be classmates with everyone. I love Luz. And I hate her! A big part of me wants to see her become an amazing witch. Yet there's another big part of me that wants to see her downfall. Luz is such a nice person. But is she though? I guess you can say I have a love-hate relationship with her. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Neither and either. I don't know. Ida is a lot better as a character. As I said before, she doesn't like to abide by the rules of society. She hates the rules, the system, the norms, etc. Her distaste for society turned her into a criminal, a freedom fighter who scams and deceives people with her products that she stole from the human world. She did enroll Luz to school, which kinda contradicted her beliefs, but that's only because she wanted Luz to make her own choices. She cares for her. She wants her to do great things. Her moral compass may not be the greatest in terms of legality, but it's at least much more sensible and consistent than Luz's. I guess you can say Luz loses this battle.
Shut up!
That brings me to my hot take. Ida Lane should have been the main protagonist. Lois Lane should have been the deuteragonist. Imagine if that was true. Maybe we'll have to wait until Luz's snake obsession gets fully explained. But I swear, if it's gonna be another derision— no, get away from me! Get away from me! Anyway, after doing something stupid, she pissed off Wildmutt, who captured Ida, Edric, and Emera. Triple E. Amity then traps Luz to protect her. What a poetic way of saying, you're just gonna end up in the baby room. But thanks to Idolin, Luz finally executed her second spell and saved Triple E with the help of Amity. How the hell was she able to outrun Wildmutt? It's a lot bigger than her and has 4 legs. Is it plot armor? Looks like they're gonna be classmates after all. Godspeed to Amity. By the way, I totally and understandably forgot to mention the subplot involving King and his minions who turned against him, and he had to ask Hootie for help after taking him for granted. Sorry, but this sucks. Compared to the main plot, who feels like sitting through this when there's literally a major plot point unfolding? Luz is trying to get to magic school. It is a big deal to the story and her character, as it'll leave a huge impact. But this, from what I can tell, the only purpose of the subplot was to flesh out King as a character and his dynamic with Hootie. It's to show to the audience how much of a king he is. I mean, look at how much he acts like a king. Shut up, man. I love King, I love Hootie, but I don't care about this crap. Save it for later. Imagine if Spider-Man Far From Home is about Spider-Man vs. Mysterio, while Ned and Betty's romance is happening at the side. Wait, that did happen. Well, that's Adventures in the Elements for you. I like this chapter most of the time. Seriously, the subplot was so boring. If I ever plan on rewatching this someday, I will always skip the King subplot. What a funny, contrasting coincidence. Last time I talked about an episode where the main plot is good, but it is nothing compared to how interesting the subplot is. Now, I'm talking about an episode where the main plot is all I need, and the subplot can be erased. Other than that, this deserves a 7 out of 10. Wildmutt. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.